Methods of proof and disproof. We have a conditional P conditional Q. P conditional Q. So what are the methods to prove the statement P conditional Q? Or what are the methods we have to disprove mathematically the conditional P conditional Q? That's what we are trying to learn in this session. Okay, so the first form of method of proof is direct proof. Okay, so direct proof, the statement will be given in the form of P conditional Q. Okay, so we assume that P is true. We assume that P is true, and using laws of logic and rules of inference, so we prove that Q is also true. So P is 1, conditional Q is 1, then P conditional Q will be 1, truth value. So we conclude that P conditional Q is true. So let's go for the first example. So give the direct proof for the statement the square of an odd integer is an odd integer. Okay, so square of an odd integer is an odd integer. So how can we rewrite that statement for P conditional Q? So if n is an odd integer, then n square is an odd integer. Okay, the square of an odd integer is an odd integer. First there will be a odd integer. You take the square, that will also be an odd integer. So how can we write? So n is an odd integer P, then n square is an odd integer Q. Okay, P conditional Q. Assume P is true, that is n is odd integer is true. Okay, so how can we mathematically represent odd integer? So multiple of 2 plus 1, multiple of 2 plus 1, where k equal to 0, 1, 2, any number of integer. Okay, so belongs to Z, any number of integer, n equal to 2k plus 1. This is how we can represent an odd integer. Okay, so let's take the square of the odd integer, just like what will be the n square then? So 2k plus 1 whole square. Okay, so how can we write this one? 4k square plus 1 plus 4k. Okay, so let's take 2 common. Okay, so 2k square plus 2k plus 1. Okay, so we have 1 here plus 1. So what do we answer? What do we have? This is the answer we have. So what are we getting here now? Multiple of 2 plus 1. So we have an odd integer 2k plus 1 in the form 2k plus 1. If we take the square also, we get multiple of 2 plus 1 form. So again n square will be an odd integer. Next question, prove that by direct proof, prove that all integers KL, for all integers KL belongs here to k comma L belongs to integers KL. If k and L are both odd, then k plus L is even. Okay, so if k and L are both odd P, then k plus L is even. So P conditional Q form. Assume that K and L are both odd. So how can we? K equal to 2k1 plus 1. L equal to 2k2 plus 1. So k1 and k2 are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, any integers. K and L represents numbers, odd numbers. Okay. So these both are odd. Assume that P is true. Assume P is true. Okay, so next let's continue the calculation. 2k1 plus 1 plus 2k2 plus 1. So what do we get here now? So 2k1 plus 2k2 plus 2. So let's take 2 common, k1 plus k2 plus 1. So we are getting multiple of 2. If you observe here, multiple of 2. Multiple of 2 is an even number. So therefore q is true. Q is true. Therefore p conditional q is true. By direct proof, we have to write the conclusion always. For every problem we have to write the conclusion at last. Therefore p conditional q is true for by direct proof. Next type of proof, method of proof, is indirect proof. So in direct proof, what we did, we took a p conditional q. Statement was in the form p conditional q, and we assumed p is true, and by law of logic, inference, and general law of mathematics, we prove that q is true. So therefore p conditional q is true. That's how we proved in last time. So now what will we do? So that statement will be of the form p conditional q. So we know that a conditional and its contrapositive are logically equivalent. So that's why we will take the contrapositive. We will take the contrapositive. Assume that negation q is true. So later, using rules of logic, inference, and general laws of mathematics, we prove that negation p is true. So therefore negation q conditional, negation p is true. Its contrapositive is p conditional true. So as these two are logically equivalent, if we prove that the contrapositive is true, then conditional is also true. This is indirect proof. What is indirect proof? Take the contrapositive, prove it to be true. A contrapositive and the corresponding conditional is logically equivalent. Therefore the conditional is also proved to be true. So let's take the first in indirect proof. If n square is odd, then n is odd. So if n square is odd, then n is odd. So if we take a negation q conditional, negation p, its contrapositive, what will happen? So if n is even, not odd means even, then n square is even. So how do we represent an even number? We represent it as multiple of 2n equal to 2k. What will happen to n square? 4k square. Okay. So therefore by general law of mathematics, if n is even, n square is even. So therefore as p conditional q is logically equivalent to negation q conditional, negation p, p conditional q is true by indirect proof. By indirect proof. Next question for indirect proof. The product of two even integers is an even integer. We can rewrite that one. There are two even integers. If you take the product, that is also even integer. So if a and b, two even integers, two are even numbers are even integers, then their product is also even integers. So we have to take the contrapositive here. So what is the sentence we get? So if a b is odd integer, then a and b are odd integers. So that's what we get here. So if a b is odd integer, so we assume that negation q is true. So a b is odd integer, a b is odd. So that means a b is not divisible by 2. A b is not divisible by 2. Now if that is the case, then a is not divisible by 2. So remember that the product of odd integer is an odd integer, right? So if a b is not divisible by 2, then a is not divisible by 2 and divisible by 2, and also b is not divisible by 2. So that means both A and B are not divisible by 2. If that is the case, that means A and B both are odd. So we are proving that negation Q conditional, negation P is true. So as a conditional and its contrapositive are logically equivalent, P conditional Q is true by indirect proof, by the method of indirect proof. Provide indirect proof for all positive real numbers x and y. If product x, y, x is 25, then x is greater than 5 or y is greater than 5. So P, so we can write product xy exceeds 25. So xy is greater than 25, then x greater than 5 or y greater than 5. So how can we write this one? P conditional Q or R. So this is how we can write. So if we take the contrapositive Q or R, conditional negation P. So if you write in sentence form, so we'll apply De Morgan's law early. Negation R, conditional negation P. Okay, so how will we write this one? So if x is less than or equal to 5 and y is less than or equal to 5, then xy will be less than or equal to 25. By basic arithmetic we know that this is true. Therefore, so we can write the conclusion by basic arithmetic. We find that negation Q or R conditional P, that is the negation P. So contrapositive is true. Therefore, P conditional Q or R is also true by indirect proof. Next one is a proof by contradiction. So the statement will be of the form P conditional Q. Here we assume that P conditional Q is false. That means P is true and Q is false. Only then P conditional Q will be false. Then we employ the rules of logic, inference and basic mathematics to prove that the Q is true. That means we are contradicting our basic assumption that Q is false. So if Q is true, then P we have assumed to be true, P conditional Q will be true. So why it is called proof by contradiction? We start with P conditional Q is false, then we prove that P conditional Q is true. That's why whatever assumption we had made earlier, so we are contradicting that one. That's why this is proof by contradiction. Prove the statement by a method of contradiction. The square of an even integer is an even integer. So you have an even integer. If you take the square, that will be also an even integer. So P and Q we have given P conditional Q form. So if n is even integer, then n square is also an even integer. Assume that P conditional Q is false. That means P is true and Q is false. Okay, so let's take P is true. That means P is n is an even integer. That means P equal to, it will be n equal to, it will be of a multiple of 2 form, 2k form. If you take the square, then again by arithmetic you will know that it will be also in a multiple of 2 form. That's why Q is an even integer and Q's truth value is 1. That is true. So therefore P conditional Q is true, and it is we first assumed that P conditional Q was false, but now we know that P conditional Q is true. Proof by contradiction. Next, if m is an even integer, then m plus 7 is an odd integer. So assume that P conditional Q is false. That means P is true and Q is false. So P is true. That means m is an even integer. So m will be of the form 2k. Okay. So what will be m plus 7 then? M plus 7 will be, so you can write m is of the form 2k. So 2k plus 7. So we can split them as 2k plus 6 plus 1. If we take 2 outside, it will be 2 multiplied by k plus 3 plus 1. So it will be of a multiple of 2 plus 1 form. That means that m plus 7 is odd. So therefore m plus 7 is odd. So q is true. That means p is assumed to be true. Q we have proved it as true. Therefore p conditional q is true. So contrary to our assumption that p conditional q is false. Therefore, so we assume that p conditional q is false, but we finally proved that p conditional q is true, contradicting our initial assumption. Next one is a proof by exhaustion. That means you list every possibilities to prove that a statement is true. Okay, so prove that every even integer n with between 2 and 26 can be written as sum of at most 3 perfect square. Okay, so we have a number, you can write it as a perfect square. How much? 1? No. So you can write it as 1 perfect square, or a sum of 2 perfect square, or a sum of 3 perfect square. At most sum of 3 perfect square, 2 to 26. So we have listed here, for 2 to 26 every number we have listed, and prove that this statement is true. This is proof by exhaustion, means you list every possibilities to prove that some of the claimed proposition is true. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26. So all even integer from 2 to 26 are proved to be sum of at most 3 perfect square, not exactly 3 perfect square, at most it may be 1 perfect square or 2 perfect square or sum of 3 perfect squares. So next type of method of proof is the proof of existence. So if we take an example of set of mangoes, so we propose that at least one mango is sweet. So we taste all the mangoes and we point out that one particular A mango is sweet. So there is a proof of existence that at least one mango is sweet. Okay, so for a given proposition you give at least one example such that the proposition is true, so that gives proof of existence. Okay, so prove that there exists a real number x such that x cube plus 2x square minus 5x minus 6 equal to 0. So if we take x equal to minus 1, so what will happen? So that equal to plus 7 minus 7, that equal to 0. So we have produced at least picked one A, so that is x equal to minus 1. Okay, we have at least one number which belongs to set S such that P of A is true. Okay, P of A is true. So take x equal to minus 1. So that will be proof of existence. Give at least one example for that proposition and prove that that kind of proposition is true for at least one element. Disproof by contradiction. So till now we have proved, now we have to disprove that P conditional Q is false. Okay, so we will start with the P. We assume that P is true, and we prove that Q is false. Okay, so P conditional Q becomes false. Disproof by contradiction. So let's take the example, the sum of two odd integers is an odd integer. So if there are two odd integers A and B, then their sum A plus B will be an odd integer. Okay, so we have to disprove that one. So let's take A equal to multiple of 2 plus 1, B equal to multiple of 2 plus 1, A and B different numbers. We add this one, so arithmetically we get that it will be a multiple of 2. So Q is false. Q is false. So P we assume to be true. So P conditional Q is false. We are disproving by contradicting that Q is false. Okay, so disproof by contradiction. So we are telling that P conditional Q is false. We are disproving. disproof by counter example. Okay, so first was a disproof by contradiction. We disproved that p conditional q is true, so that means p conditional q is false. We proved like that. Now another one is disproof by counter example. So you have a proposition, we give a counter example and say that this proposition is false. Okay, to disprove that if m and n are positive integers which are perfect squares, then m plus n is also a perfect square. Okay, so if we take m equal to 9 and n equal to 4, m plus 9 is a 13, and which is not a perfect square. So we are disproving the given proposition with a counter example. So this will be the counter example. So another one, disprove that sum of squares of any four non-zero integers is an even integer. That means if you have four non-zero integer, if you take the square of them and add them, it will become an even integer. So we have to disprove it. We have to give a counter example. So we give a equal to 1, b equal to 1, c equal to 1, and d equal to 2. So 1 square plus 1 square plus 1 square plus 4, 2 square. Okay, so what will happen? 3 plus 4 is 7, and it is not an even integer. So we are giving a counter example to disprove that if you take 4 in non-zero integers, square them and add them, it may not be an even integer. Okay.